welcome back to the Partnership Publishing podcast. I'm Florence, and today we are joined again by Saira. Welcome, Saira.
Hi, Florence. Hi, everyone. I'm Saira, aka Saira the Poet. I'm a Manchester-based award-winning poet, author, and spoken word artist. I have been writing since May 2012, and my journey began in the aftermath of a mental emotional abuse following a marriage that broke me. Poetry became my therapy, my survival, eventually my purpose. My debut collection, The Death of a Beautiful Dream, was self-published in January 2014 through Amazon Create Space and reached Amazon's top 20 bestsellers list. Rising from Despair, Journey to Hope is my second collection, published June the 27th, 2025 through Partnership Publishing under their imprint Lotus Books, combining poetry with reflective journaling prompts to help readers navigate heartbreak, loss, rebuilding identity after emotional rupture. Now, what makes this book unique and personal is that while I was writing while facing something I had healed myself. So in March 2025, just 3 months after publication, I underwent a total hysterectomy surgery, major surgery, and yet on the 27th of June, um, the book launched, Rising from Despair, then went on to win the Stranging Book Awards 2025 under their category, poetry category, and was named a semi-finalist in the Indies Today Awards 2026. Now, what makes this book unique and different is that after every poem comes a journaling prompt. Our readers just don't witness my journey, but they also get to, they also get to begin their own, basically. So we're now, 2 days away from the year anniversary of the book. In that time, the book has reached, across 17 international countries, is international sales across 8 countries, 22 UK sales, and 7 gift a copy forward. Those are obviously my own personal, donations I give to organisations like Karma Nirvana, Refuge, NQI. It continues to grow through my weekly Substack newsletter and reflection reels. Now, tomorrow I'm doing a very special newsletter on my Substack to mark a year of the book coming out. A special thank you to my brother, whose creativity, insight, courage, has helped shape every step of this publishing journey. He has been my sounding board, design support, creative partner, and the belief in my work. I made all the difference. And to you, Florence, a massive, massive thank you to you, Jade, Katie, Daza, everyone, all you guys at Partnership Publishing for believing this book and bringing it into the world. Oh my gosh, I'm going to end up crying now. So today I write poetry on heartbreak, loss, self-abandonment, and rebuilding identity after emotional rupture. My mission has always been the same, to help people feel less alone and to remind them that they belong. That's me in a nutshell.
And welcome. And breathe. Wow. I mean, yes, Saira, what a journey. And for those listening and watching, if you've never met Saira before, if you've never seen her work, or had the pleasure of reading her work, um, please, I implore you to look up Saira, connect with her on all of her socials. The fantastic, inspirational reels and just poetry daily. The skill that you have, Saira, is second to none. And we feel very blessed here at Partnership Publishing. As you say, we've published Rising from Despair, A Journey to Hope under Lotus Books, our dedicated imprint to yourself, and other poets. And it is such a privilege to be able to publish such a joy of work that is. It's been found now, like you say, we're coming up to the year. This is a year anniversary special that we are having this conversation with you. It's the feedback has been fantastic, particularly where you say what makes this book unique with the journaling prompts, how that came to be, that collaboration process throughout this journey of producing and creating the book. It is something unique and has not been necessarily seen in this way before. And it's been such an inspiration and a help. It's been a healing tool for so many. So we were around this time last year, you'd also overcome surgery, as you rightly say. Um, we had the pleasure of speaking with you to discuss at the time your new collection, Rising from Despair, a deeply personal and courageous exploration of healing, hope, and finding light, ultimately through life's darkest moments. And you went on to experience a little bit more about that as well, pre-publication. Since publication, your words have travelled, as you say. It has travelled far beyond the pages of your book. We've reached readers internationally. You've received incredible feedback, and it's become so much more than just a poetry collection. I believe you can agree with that. Um,
Definitely.
it has been momentous for us there, for us all. And it is a true celebration today of your book. Um, when you look back at publication day last year, what has surprised you most about the journey your book has taken since then?
Very good question. Now, from publication day, I had no idea what the response would be
Mm.
or how, people would react because, with the prayer, just sent it out into the world and, you know, um, and then the rest, and then it's just been epic from then, the amount and love and support and all the buyers and, you know,
Yeah,
being internationally, I could have anticipated copies traveling to, different parts of the US, Perth, New York, South Carolina, Germany, Netherlands, New
yeah,
Zealand. That's something that I didn't plan.
mm.
And, you know, it's like, wow. And then like the audio reviews that I've had have been fantastic, like from Andy, my friend Kama, independently saying that the journey prompts have what is elevate the book. And now my friend Camilla said it is a clever idea using the journaling prompts. Andy loves the journaling prompts. He also said it's clever how we've done it.
Mm.
And is that and the awards? Oh my God, that
Yeah,
I
yes.
feel I feel like that's a dream. The winning the Strange Ink awards, and because I've never won an award in my life, and then when Aisha, the founder, messaged me, it's like, "What have I won? Have I really won? Am I
Wow.
dreaming? But is that real?" And then it became real when they asked me, for a headshot photos. Oh my God, this is real. It's like, and then obviously getting the indies today, although I was gutted that I didn't actually win, but I suppose it's just coming top five is
Ah,
just a great achievement, and especially this within the first year.
mm,
And perhaps most personally is that the book has reached people that I've never met.
mm,
So strangers of the internet find the book
mm.
who find themselves in the words without me knowing, and which of, you know, oh,
Absolutely. No, it's all of that, isn't it? And it's so special, and what a year it's been.
It's
One of
been
the things,
epic here.
yeah, one of the things we've touched on a couple of times that's got brought up is that uniqueness of the reflective writing prompts, the journaling. Many readers, as you've also just shared, have described them as far more than just a journal prompt, almost like a guided healing companion. Um, did you ever imagine that when we were having those conversations about, oh, what about, because it was part of your process of creating the collection in the first place, the
Mm.
poetry was a form of healing for you? Did you ever feel that just having those prompts added and actually leaving space for writing, for journaling, for drawing, whatever people felt inclined to do, and just giving that space for a moment of reflection? Because you so often you read a collection of poetry and you can, I mean, you could be in awe of something or it can really make you think and connect, but you'd have to go find another notebook or whatever. Like, did you feel, or did you ever imagine that they would really resonate in that way?
Um, Very good question. I did because it's the same thing that I do with my Substack newsletter. You know,
Mhm.
on a Friday, the readers always have a prompt to
Mhm.
do every week. So I kind of like have like a this week's prompt. But I've always had that idea of to add journaling prompts because I've seen it from Ruby Kaur doing it in her book, that massive hardback book of hers I've got, Healing Words, where she's really done deep, you know, not exercises, of prompt exercises. And I've always wanted to do that, but I never know how to do it. But then that when you and I, like, and my brother, we all discussed the idea, I thought, well, why not? That is then, I remember Ruth was saying it elevates the book on a deeper level.
Mhm. Mhm.
And, everybody I really, that honestly, no, when we were creating the prompts together, like my brother, yourself, the intention was simply to give readers somewhere to go,
Mhm.
what they were feeling after each poem. I knew from my own experience from therapy that writing down things were transformative. But journaling is such a popular thing nowadays. Everybody journals,
Mhm. Mhm.
even a lot of people do journaling where they have stick pictures in like a book,
Yeah.
like photos and that was just the beginning of my entire journey. So it felt natural to offer
Mm.
that because I've always wanted to help heal people
Yeah.
through poetry. So what a better way to do it by adding journaling prompts,
Absolutely.
making the book unique. It's not only they're getting my story,
Mm.
but they're
Creating
getting to
time.
share their story alongside mine.
Mm.
But I never anticipated people would describe them the way they have, peer support on the page, a
Mm.
healing companion, a tool they return to again and again. I mean, it's totally moved me deeply, and because it tells me the space we created wasn't just useful, it was necessary, and it's something, if people would want the same thing for book three, definitely as well. And that's far beyond anything I imagined. We were putting this when we were putting the book together. And
Mm.
I absolutely loved the cover. One of my followers on Instagram, Sarah, she actually purchased the book from Gardeners. She's just received it. She lives in Singapore.
Wow.
She says she loves the cover.
Mm, mm. It has. It kind of feels like people have just gravitated towards it when they need it, and they then
Yeah.
just absolutely love it. Um, it is a complete credit to you. I guess touching on that, the book has genuinely gone on to receive some incredible, wonderful recognition. The literary awards, you've had radio interviews, podcasts, live performances, fantastic at spoken word and community events. Um, has there been a particular milestone over this past year that made you stop and think, this is why I wrote this book?
Yeah, very good question. The milestone. I'm definitely, it's just that it's those reviews that I've been getting, you know, um, you know, um, and then us again doing the podcast. Uh, I don't even know what to say. I'm like flabbergasted. It's
No,
like
it's true.
I'm I'm getting emotional. I think one of my subscribers, my saying that the book knows the difference between writing and healing and writing for me. You know,
Mm,
and definitely the milestone for me, I think, has been the awards. I think
mm.
definitely.
Yeah,
It,
it is. It's a
it-
big
yeah.
moment. And when I guess people have, like yourself, you'd been on the self-publishing journey with not necessarily any representation and things like that. It is incredibly difficult. So to be able to then get that recognition for the work that you've put into this book, it's yeah, I can understand that being a really incredible milestone. Um, if someone picked up Rising from Despair today for the very first time, what would you hope they experience? So, not just as a collection of poetry, but as that companion for healing. I guess, yeah, what would you hope that they would experience from the book?
That is a very good question. Touching back, obviously, previous question, I just quickly say
Mm.
that winning the awards has just been like phenomenal. And it's not just that, it's because they're international
Mm,
awards as well, two separate international organizations recognizing this book within the first year. And, it's like, well, it's kind of those things. And I would hope, as to your question now, I would hope that they feel less alone. That's the
mm,
simplest and most honest answer I can give. I hope they can open up a page, find a line that makes them think someone understands this, someone has been where I am,
mm,
because that recognition, that moment of being seen, being loved, being respected is where healing begins, not in being fixed, but in being found.
mm,
And I hope the prompts and my own poems give them somewhere to put what they're feeling,
mm,
not just to read about someone else's journey,
mm,
but to begin naming their own, because their story deserves to be told,
mm,
even if it's for themselves,
mm,
but even if it's only on the page. And that's what I hope Rising from Despair gives someone a moment of belonging, a reminder that their story is not over.
mm. No, that's incredibly special. Thank you. We hope that they would as well. Looking ahead, we're a year in, and it is that your book is going to be new for the first time that someone picks it up tomorrow or the next day. And that's incredibly exciting because this book is around forever. It's new for the first time someone picks that up. Um, but looking ahead, where does your journey go from here? How are you feeling with your poetry, workshops, performances? Um, you light up the room when, if anyone gets to hear you do spoken word, any kind of form of performance of your poetry, on Instagram and TikTok, the reading of your poetry is really helpful as well with listening to that emotion. and the timing and the breath and the pause. Um, what excites you the most about being a poet ultimately, and this next chapter as being a published poet?
Definitely for me is performing at events.
Mm,
That gives me a real buzz.
mm.
And I think having had the surgery has helped me to perform a lot better. I feel that my voice has become a lot stronger, and you probably definitely agree,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, very much so.
So,
It's been even for us seeing you go through
mm,
this transformation and transition and
mm,
the unknown, and
mm,
as a woman having
mm.
major
Yeah,
surgery, it's
yeah.
it's been a huge thing.
I mean, book three is currently in the process. I don't want to say too much, but it picks up where Rising from Despair left off, taking the healing deeper, not just witnessing pain, but naming it, sitting with it, finding the way back. But beyond Rising from Despair, what excites me the excites me the most is the community that I've had, my Substack family, yourselves, my brother, Instagram community that has grown around this word, the readers who message to say that they found themselves on the page, the reflection reels that reach people who've never read poetry before. Like I said, my Substack family community showing up every Friday, poetry found in my darkest moment, and now is finding others in theirs, and this is what keeps me going, and this is what this next chapter is about. Actually, this coming Sunday, I'm on Ruth O'Reilly's show again. Ruth's invited me to celebrate the first year of the book. So what she's such an amazing woman. I love her. She had a clever idea where I would ask my readers who purchased the book to do an audio review of the book.
Wow.
So she's gonna play those on Sunday. So I've had some internationally and UK. Amanda's done one for me as well. It's amazing. I can't wait for this Sunday. So I'm going to her show. Then Andy's invited me back on his podcast in October.
Wow. That's incredibly special. Oh no, very exciting and lots to look forward to. Lots to look forward to. I guess to close and for a final question, and to wrap up, 1 year on, if you could go back and speak to the Saira who held your very first printed copy of Rising from Despair, because it was an emotional experience, what would you tell her now?
Right, and that was the emotional experience because I had no clue that the books even arrived. I was like, you and me were busy chatting away on Facebook messengers. My brother was like, what? Your books are here? Uh, I was like, oh my God. I had I think it was kind of like buzzing and I was like holding it for the first time. I was like, oh my God. This feeling of this book is very different
Mm.
to my experience being self-published. I'm proud of this book because why? Because you guys have given me that chance to be taken on of being published because I know how hard it is just to get a publisher these days and the amount of rejections that I had prior to that. And then I just felt like it was a blessing from God that, you know, that you guys just kind of said, yeah, and
Mm.
you know,
It means a lot. Thank you. And yeah, it's one of those special moments in time, isn't it, to be honest, when receiving
mm,
your first book, like that first copy in your hands and knowing, you turn those pages and you know what. scrutiny and like the time and the energy and the dedication and the commitment
Yeah.
and the life experience that you'd have to experience to be able to feel the feelings and the emotion to put into that poem, um,
Mm.
let alone the healing and
Mm.
the journal
Yeah,
part.
me,
So,
yeah, me, I would definitely tell her that, like, I'm proud of you. I would tell her it was worth it. Every difficult moment brought you here. Every year carrying this, every poem written pain was worth it. I would tell her that the book she's holding is going to travel to places she can't imagine, beyond her imagination, that people she'll never meet are going to find themselves in her words, that, vulnerability she was afraid of would become the very thing that connected her to others. I would tell her to be patient with herself, that healing is not linear, that the surgery still to come would be hard, that the recovery would ask more of her than she expected, but that she would still show up and the book would still reach people, and that is enough. You belong here, Saira. You always did. And also, not to forget my own brother, who has been on me with this journey since 2012. Sorry, I'm getting emotional now.
mm, no, just take it all in. It's an incredible, incredible achievement. It is, and no one can take it away from you. You have achieved it. We are honored and feel incredibly blessed. Yeah, to be able to work with you and to have brought your book to life and to be able to have had it in the hands of so many people across the world and helped so many. And we will continue to do so. And we're just incredibly grateful to be able to work with you. Such a kind soul. And continue to do the good work. We've got a lot to look forward to. The book is out. It is a year old, very, very soon, and it will continue to flourish. And yeah, I just want to say thank you. Thank you from us here. And yeah, I'm sure we will be speaking again very soon. For those that are listening and watching, if you have any questions for Saira, if you want to connect with Saira, um, follow her on social media, Instagram, TikTok, all the good places. Saira has a fantastic Substack community that she's mentioned a couple of times. Be a part of it. We encourage you, connect with Saira on there. You will not be disappointed. Have you got anything else that you'd like to add or?
I'd just like to thank yourself, Jade, my brother, and all the readers who supported this book. I'm ever so grateful of you all, and I still can't believe that it's been a year since the book's been out. It's just crazy, unbelievable.
It is. Well, on that note, thank you so much. Thank you for your time today. It is a pleasure celebrating Rising from Despair, A Journey to Hope, and we will see you again very, very soon.
Dude, thank you to everyone.
Bye for now.
Bye now.